Shalom everyone, this isツァルファティfrom Honolulu. This is the last video you'll see from here. I'm on my way to the airport right now, and just wanted to update you on a couple things, very important things actually. So I'm gonna wait for you guys to connect to this Facebook Live. Later on it'll be posted on YouTube as well. These are quite disturbing news for Israel, and I think everybody needs to hear that. So let me wait a couple more minutes. And again, I'm on my way to the airport to catch a red-eye flight that will bring me tomorrow morning to Atlanta, and then I'm changing planes to Cincinnati. So I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm landing in the middle of the night, basically Hawaii time, but it's already morning. Okay, so let's start with this breaking news. Okay, folks, I want to talk about three things, and these are super important, and I think no one else will tell you that. So first of all, on Tuesday, two things happened in two different places, and almost because of everything that happened in Ukraine, nobody talked about the other two. Okay, so let me explain what happened. There were two Iranian drones, the type of it's called Shahed. These drones are the Iranian mimic of the US drone that they downed during Obama's period, and they did reverse technology. Anyway, they were downed by the US air defense system above Erbil, but they were not aiming Erbil. Let me make it clear. They were not flying in the altitude that was there to aim Erbil. They were on the way to Israel. Iranian drones loaded with explosive were on their way to Israel, and they were launched from Iran, not from any other Iranian proxy territory. In response, the Mossad operation immediately was launched on Iranian soil in Kermanshah area, and 3 waves of drones were sent to an Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps base, and we destroyed a hangar where they are keeping those Shahed UAVs. And there were major explosions, and the Iranians covered up the whole thing. So the Iranians are emboldened to already launch attacks from Iran towards Israel, and thankfully those drones were shot down by the US air defense system in Erbil, Iraq, on their way to Israel. So that's the first thing you need to know. Second thing you need to know is that while everyone's eyes are on the Ukraine, Russia just added another whole squadron of fighter jets in Syria, in the Khmeimim air base, and in another air base in Syria. Now Syria has Russian heavy bombers, Russian fighter jets, Russian reconnaissance airplanes, Russian air defense systems, and if that's not enough, Russia is conducting a major exercise right on the shores of the Mediterranean. Now, why would you need to do that when your country is not on the Mediterranean? So think about that. While everybody's eyes are on Ukraine, the Russian defense minister, Shoigu, arrived in Syria. He met also with the Syrian president, and he was personally watching over exercises that are happening in Syria. Syria has Russia's only airbase outside of Russia and only seaport outside of Russia, outside of Russian territory or former Soviet Union territory. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. The war in Ukraine created an opportunity for the Russians to double their presence in Syria. This is phenomenal. I'm saying that because nobody talks about that. And another thing that is happening while everybody is asleep is that America is almost closing a deal with Iran. Iran is about to get immunity from any attack because they're closing a deal with America, and they're doing that because they already know that by the time the deal will be signed, they will have everything they need, so they don't mind. They actually get immunity. Nobody will touch them. Russia is buying time for Iran, and Russia is buying time for its presence in Syria, while the eyes of the whole world are fixed on the Ukraine. And regarding the Ukraine, you know, if you go to Telegram, where I posted a map, you can see, and I tell you, download Telegram Messenger and follow me there. I give news around the clock. I posted there a map that shows you the area of Donetsk and you'll see, I forgot the name of Lugansk, something like that. But these are the two areas that's where Russian separatists live, and this is where Russia is going to acknowledge their independence and then help them if there is a need. Folks, they tell you it's about the Ukraine, but it's about the Middle East, it's about Iran, it's much bigger than you think. And I want you to pay attention, because eventually what we're watching right now is bigger, and it is wider, and it is deeper than just the Ukrainian conflict that has been there forever. So I need you to pay attention to these things. It's super important. Remember the triangle that is being created now: Syria, Iran, and Ukraine. Ukraine is where the eyes are on. Syria and Iran are getting the Russian, the Russian VIP treatment. Folks, some people ask me, why would Russia wants Iran to have a deal? Well, Russia wants Iran to have a deal so Russia can sell Iran stuff, and Russia can do business with Iran, because once there is a deal, all the sanctions are lifted, and Russia can create parallel business opportunity if there will be sanctions imposed on Russia. Russia wants to expand its market, you understand? So I want you all to keep your eyes open, but above all things, not to get scared or anxious or anything. People of God are not, we're not to have fear. We don't have the spirit of fear, but of power and love, and remember this, of sound mind. Do not fall into sensationalism. Do not fall into all these tricks of the enemy. Sound mind is what is lacking nowadays in so many people's lives nowadays. So we have to be very careful, okay? Listen, pray for me. It's a 10-hour flight to Atlanta, 2 more hour flight to Cincinnati. It's not easy with my back, but I could use your prayers. I'll update you if there's something else, but remember, please forward this message, okay? Now, last thing, I just launched my new book for pre-order. Tons of people wrote me. This is not a commentary book of deep study. This is actually the easiest the easiest book to read and understand the book of Revelation. I want you to know the book that I just launched is a tour. You know, I'm a former tour guide. It's a tour through the 22 chapters of Revelation. It'll be so easy for you to read it, and I hope that if your pastor is not teaching it, get one for him so he can start teaching. This book has also a study guide attached also, and you can get it and study together in home groups and all of that. It's called Revealing Revelation. It's online, available on Amazon for pre-order. Hey, thank you. God bless you. I love you. Shalom from Honolulu. I'll see you